Okay, folks, this is it. This is race number 4 of the ETC, the European Team Championship, and it's brought live to you here on PSR TV, the European Team Challenge, and there you see it. The guys are lining up on the grid. We are at Degan Motorsports site, Donington in the United Kingdom, and with me today is the full team. So say a big hello to Andreas and say a big hello to David. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
And the race is about to start, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, just over a minute ago. So the cars are lining up for the start, and it's a sunny day. There were a possibility of rain, but not a single cloud on the sky so far. Robin Taylor is on the pole for GMT-DH Racing, with Mike Simeon in second for FlatOut, and Jari Vinari in third for RPM. And we are off. Taylor grabs the lead, going down crane curves with the bite and dive for TBR in second. Everybody seems to have cleared the first corners.
Well, we are in the chicane. Who's in the lead, actually?
Robin Taylor. There's a lot of bumping going on in the chicane with the two Degan cars and one of the Team GG cars.
Yeah, I think in the start of the race, it's the part of the race where everybody wants to combat and to set the position, you know.
Yeah, indeed. Robin Taylor still in the lead, pulling out a little gap over Bannon and Bidendijk.
So, Andreas, I have seen a lot of wet tires ready to be used in the boxes. What do you think about this?
There is a possibility of rain. So far, not a single drop in the sky. But the warm-up it was pouring down during the warm-up, and Simon Bode for Degan Racing was the quickest one. But so far, so good.
Yes, well, this is United Kingdom, so you can have 10 minutes of sun and then 80 minutes of rain, so you never know here.
Nope, that's right. in well, we have somewhat of a battle for position 3 with Tom Ince for FlatOut in the Koenigsegg. He's holding off Christopher Larsen from Blue Flag Racing quite good here, but a bit of a queue is building up behind him with Jari Vidar, Damien Dane and Mikael Hellen. Also Rodolfo Moran from Team GG is keeping in touch with the guys, as well as Simon Bode.
Yeah, there are some cars in this group, Andreas, but well, Tom Milsbrook have to defend this position. I think the blue flag car is pushing very hard now, and the fight is in the air.
Yeah, at the moment it is. Well, Christopher doesn't seem to get close enough to Mike. No, sorry, Tom.
Okay, we are following Christopher Larsen now in the blue flag car. This is a real car chase. There is a group of, I think, 5 or 6 cars in there, Andreas.
Indeed it is. But nobody is close enough to the other guys to really make a pass. Damien Dane is closing in a bit on Jari Vinari. Oh, Christopher Larsen makes a mistake, and Jari Vinari might be able to pass him into Coppis, and he does so. And Dane is also trying to... a bit of a touch. Oh, and Damien is on the grass as well. So, Christopher Larsen lost the position there. He's down now to fifth place.
Yes, and look at this braking point, because the car behind is very, very close, and this is one of the overtaking places into this circuit.
Oh. Yeah, Dane Humain almost could put his nose inside the Christopher there, but not close enough. Yeah, Christopher is going a bit wide in a lot of corners here.
Yeah, because it's not easy to have 2 or 3 cars behind after making a little mistake. You know, the nerves are in there, and it's not easy, especially in a circuit like Donington Park, very technical, and with in that part of fast corners.
Yeah, you really need to get your rhythm through the corners. Something he seems to have retaken now.
Yes, but Damien Dan Human is very close. Excuse me for spelling this name this way, but I'm sorry. It's very, very close, and they are reaching the chicane now, Andreas.
Yep, and he's looking at... Oh, he's gonna launch himself on the inside. Not really. Larsen closing the door there. Quite abrupt. But they both managed to get through the chicane. Well done.
Yeah, yes.
And now Helen is moving on the inside of Dane Main, but not couldn't make it either. Oh, and Dane Main just passed... no, sorry, Mikael Hellen just passed Dane Main going into the Goddards, but he went a bit wide, and Dane is passing back. Good racing.
Well, this is like... Yeah, very cool. This is like life, it's pass or be passed, you know?
Yeah.
Well, the one with a bit of benefit of this situation, I think it was Christopher Larsen, that took again some meters over Mikael Helen and Damien.
Yeah, he got a bit of breathing space, but now Damien is right behind him again, going down to under the Dunlop Bridge, down to the chicane. He's looking at the inside. Oh, now ooh, touch again. Well, he's tough this time.
Yeah,
and Helen is also.
Yeah.
Yeah, Helen looks to the inside of. Oh, Damien, I think he let those pass again. A bit of sportsmanship. And because of all the fighting going on here for P4, 5 maybe, Rodolphe Morin from Team GG is closing in.
Yes, he is now in the slipstream of Damien, so it will be a very close fight for position number 5, I think. Even a Degan car is getting into the group.
Yeah, Simon Bode, the quick, one of the quicker guys during the warm-up. So, Mikael Helen now pushing hard on his countryman, Christopher Larsen. Still fighting for 5th.
Hey guys, I'm back and
Okay, Andreas, maybe we should take a look into the full pack. Let's see who is in every position.
Good idea, David. In P1 we have Robin Taylor for GMT-DH Racing, and he has pulled out quite a big gap now to Ben Beidendijk in 2nd, and no problem so far for Robin. Consistent lap times, and yeah, he basically has it. The race is his to lose, so to speak, from here, even though it's a lot of time left to race. Moving down to 2nd.
We have to see about Robin, Andreas. We have to see what strategy he's using now we can't know if he's light or he's heavy with the fuel. We have to check it some laps after.
Ah, that's true. That's true. Maybe he's going for a two-stopper.
Yeah, who knows?
Although it hasn't been exactly the winning strategy so far in this league. The one-stopper has been, yeah, more of a winning strategy.
Yeah, you are right, Andreas.
Well, second place, Van Beirendijk for the Black Rebels. Also, he's driving a solid race. Not as quick as Robin Taylor, but he's still in second.
Yes, Ben, we Quenquick, we Kendrick, we Kender. Sorry for this is a joke to my teammate Ben. How should we spell his surname? Andreas.
If I've gotten it correct, then it's Beirendijk.
Beirendijk then.
Yeah. Well, moving down to third, we have Tom Ilsbrew for FlatOut. In the Koenigsegg, he's also pulling up a solid performance, as usual by Tom. He's always up there in the top 5. And behind him is his teammate, but he is a lap down. I have no idea what has happened to Maximian.
He had to beat at the beginning of the race, I think.
Okay, he might have been in some kind of incident. And out from the pit I saw one of the blue flaggers.
Well, we have now... yeah, sorry, Andreas.
No, I was going to move to fourth place, but if you have something to say about the FlatOut guys, then please do.
No, I was about to say the same, that Jari Vinari in before.
Yep.
About to lap this car.
Yeah, he has been behind him for quite some time now, I think. Mike isn't making things easy for Jari. He should get some blue flags, I think. Well, through the foggy S's they go. And right behind Jari is Christopher Larsen. And it's still some... Well, the group isn't as tight as it was before, but the guys are still there. Jari, Christopher, then Damien in 6th place. And we have lost Mikael Helen, I think, from this group.
Who is in P6 at the moment, Andreas?
In P6 we have Damien Main from GMT-DH Racing. He has dropped back a bit of Christopher Larsen's now. Still within sight though.
Yes, it looks as if Christopher have the speed again. He's pushing very hard over Jari, and it looks as if he won some meters over Damien.
Yeah, well, Christopher has definitely gone into his rhythm again, and he's right at the rear end of Jari Vinari's Corvette. Maybe we should continue the run-through of the grid. In P7 we have Rodolfo Morin from Team GG in his Lister Storm. And he is under heavy pressure from Simon Bode now in Degan Racing Audi.
Yes, it will be a close fight too.
Yeah, we have a lot of two-car fights going on in the top 10. In P9 we have Antoine Morin, the brother of Rodolphe, and he's driving a really lonely race. He has nobody in front of him and nobody behind him. Moving down to position 10, Darren Gardner from A&E or ANE Racing. He's also driving a lonely race. In P11 we have Mike Simeon. Mike who pitted early on after probably a collision with somebody or into the wall or something. Moving down to P12, we have Mikael Hellen. He has dropped back a huge amount of distance. He was up fighting for 5th before, together with Vinari Larsen and Daniel Main and the others. I think he was in the pit lane. I'm not sure if he damaged the car or if he's going for a two-stopper. That might be possible. And moving down to position 13, we have Nick Carnell for ANE Racing. He have Mikkel in his sight sometimes. on the long straight he has. Otherwise it's a pretty lonely race so far for him as well.
Andreas, did you say Tom Cornell?
Not Tom, Nick Carnell. I hope I didn't say Tom Carnell.
Okay. For a moment I thought you were talking about the Dutch driver.
Yeah, maybe I was. A bit of brain fade if that's the case. Moving down to the P14, we have the Degan Racing team owner, Lucas Degan himself, in his Audi R8. In P15 we have the blue flagger Steven de Greveler. I'm not exactly sure how to say his name. I asked him before the race, but yeah, it's a tough name to pronounce. He has both, well, he has Degan in his sight, going under the Dunlop Bridge. And, well, he's the last guy on track, so at the moment. We have lost a couple of guys. Amongst those guys, I believe both of the burning tires cars are gone. A big shame for them. Yeah.
Okay. What's going on here? Who's that at my microphone there? Oh, Andreas Hultgreen. Hello. If you may wonder where I've been, this is your friendly voice. Hello. And David, are you there too?
Yes, I have been feeding the penguins for a while, but I am back, Eckhart.
Good to know. Yes, if you wonder while you haven't heard my voice for the past 30 minutes or so, I was actually out having some fish and chips, which is, of course, what you do in Donington if you have nothing much to do. But right now, I think we're watching Robin Taylor here in front position, and thank you very much, Andreas, for joining me today. And can you tell me a little bit about the race? What has been going on? What have I missed?
You have missed an awesome battle but, for fourth early on. It has spread out a bit though, but Christopher Larsen is now in fourth.
And that is, of course, very good news for Flag Racing.
Yeah, it is. It really is. He's heavily under pressure by Damien Dane-Humane, who has been, he has been in this battle for the whole race so far.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
And Jari Vinari was actually in fourth before, but he has been passed by both of the guys. And he is now under pressure from Simon Bode. And I think Jari is starting to lose his grip from the tires. As usual with the Corvette, it's a nightmare to drive when the tires are worn.
Yeah, I think some of us have experienced that awful feeling. And right now, if I'm not mistaken, we're following third position Tom Ilsbrooks in the Koenigsegg FlatOut. And he's the guy who should have had a hit me painted on his card. At least that's what he said after the last race. But it seems that there's no one around who is going to hit him today, is there, Andreas?
No, it isn't. He had a huge protection though before with his teammate Mike Simeon, but he's let the other guys pass, and Christopher is some seconds behind him, but still far from being close. So he's driving a pretty lonely race. Yeah,
I can actually put you in the picture because I'm in a lucky position to have the times here on my screen, and Christopher is 3 seconds behind him. Right now it has changed to 5 seconds, and it's Robin Taylor in front up there, 7 seconds ahead of Ben Buitendik, or yeah, you can pronounce his name much better than I do. And number 3, Tom Ilsbrooks, 14 seconds down from the leader, and then Christopher Larsen, 19 seconds down from the leader. And as I speak, we see Christopher Larsen on the screen, and followed very closely by Damien Dane-Humane, who is just a second behind him. And Andreas, you told me just that this was the battle going on, or that has been going on for most of the race.
Yeah, it has, and now Damien is really close, and maybe he will launch himself on the inside into Melbourne, and he does.
Yeah, he does. And but look at this. Christopher's fighting back, but right now Damien is on the inside. They're now quickly approaching what used to be, it's still called Goddard's, but it used to be a different layout, but Christopher is back on top.
Yeah, Damien went a bit wide into Melbourne.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we are following Dane-Humane. I have to say, we still have the problem with their skins in the broadcast. I don't know why, because we reinstall everything, but seems we see the the full skin.
But Damien just Christopher.
Yeah, there's a huge battle going on here. They're approaching, and yes, I agree with you, Jose. We see the Gulf skin, right? That's one of the most favorite skins out there of the default skin, and but unfortunately it's not the GM-DH Racing skin that we wanted to see, but I'm sure we can solve that problem in the weeks to come. And it looks as if Christopher is following very closely, lining up to see if he can sneak past. Maybe he can do the same in Melbourne hairpin that Damien did just the last step.
Well, he's definitely not giving up, that's for sure. And look at Jari, he's closing in again from behind, and Simon Bode is also keeping in touch.
Yeah, that was a huge battle up there, isn't it? It's for position 4, 5, 6, and 7. and it's Damien Humane in 4, and Christopher Larson in 5, and as you said, Jari Vinar, we just now saw him on the screen in the Corvette, and he's closing in, even though he has been falling back a little bit. That battle, of course, taking or distracting drivers a little, so that Jari can actually creep up. And there we just saw Simon Bodie slipping past in the yellow Audi R8. So this is very close racing here at Donington.
Yes, it is. And Eckhart, when do you think the first pit stops will come? The first planned
very
pit
good
stops,
question, Andreas.
Maybe.
Yeah, very good question, Andreas. I think you mentioned earlier that the one pit stop strategy seems to be the best strategy in most of the GTR Evo races for 90 minutes because, well, basically your tires are pretty worn after 35 minutes or so, but you can just hang on for the next 10 minutes. And if that is the case, we have another 10 minutes or so to go before the guys start pitting.
And even though the tires might be totally gone in the end of the stint, it still takes 40 seconds, well, about 40 seconds to make a pit stop, and so far two pit stop has been the loss.
Yeah, exactly. You need to run some pretty fast laps to cover these, to make up for these 40 seconds. And right now, Jari Vinari is edging closer to Christopher Larson. I think it was just a little bit too close there, and had to pull back a little as they move into gutters, and they're now on the start and straight finish.
Into red gate, he will close in a bit again. I actually thought that Jari had problem with his tires before, but maybe he just lost places due to a mistake.
Which is easily done on the Corvette. It's a real monster. And but right now they're moving down the Craner curves into the old hairpin, and it's up again a little now. Starkey's Brigge, it's called, and then into McLean's. That's where they are right now, and approaching what I think is really the worst turn of the whole track. That's called McLean's because it's uphill, and you can't really see where you're going, can you?
You mean Copies?
Yeah, sorry, Copies. Sorry, that's turn 8. I was in turn 7. Yeah, Copies. Copies is awful because you can't see actually where you're going, and it's really difficult to hit the apex, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is, and well, probably the corner I have most problems with. That one and the first corner, red gate. Easy to lose, to lose the line pretty much.
Yeah, and, it is. Yeah, it looks pretty much like a 90-degree corner, and they're out of Melbourne now, approaching Goddards again. So that's how they move into red gate. They're on the start and finish straight now. We're following Damien Humane, and here we approach red gate. Very nice shot there. And this is still quite easy, but starting from here, it's really difficult to follow your line, isn't it?
It's the thing about the red gate is that it's tighter than it looks like, and it's easy to come in too quick. And if you do it, you can't save it. You will be visiting the gravel track.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like a 90-degree, but once you're in, you realize, heck, it's way more than 90-degree. I think it's about 120-degree curve, and so that's where you lose it actually, when you realize, oh no, it's not a 90-degree curve. And so at least that's what happens to me. But for the drivers that we see today are, of course, playing in a different class, and so far I haven't seen anyone having trouble in that turn, have I?
No, same here. And we can now see that Damien is having some problems with his tire, I guess, because Christopher is right behind him again.
Christopher. I have to get some more of this fish and chips, so I'll be back in half a second, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay, mate.
Bye.
Well, Damien is sliding throughout Goddards as they lap the graveler. Again, sorry for the pronunciation of that name. Larson is right behind Damien through red gate down Hollywood. I guess big slide from Damien. This is probably the best part of the track. It's fast, it's flowing, and if you make a mistake going into this corner, the old hairpin, you will definitely lose time. And that's the way that Damien got past Mikael. Christopher. Too many Larsens go in Blue Flag Racing. Damien sliding through copies.
Yeah, I think Christopher will try to overtake, maybe here or maybe in the airpin.
Yeah, I think he will. Looking to the inside, I think he will line him up now for Melbourne, maybe. Damien is riding all over the place.
Yeah, and as you say that, it's also that the car behind it, it's Jari, isn't it? It's really close now.
Yeah, it's a three-man battle.
Okay. So we're still following Christopher Larsen, and he's still battling there, but this is typical Larsen, isn't it? He's waiting, he's simply waiting for his chance, waiting for the opponent to wear out the tires, and he's not one to make a quick move, but when the move comes, it's usually quite deadly, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's lost a bit of ground now to Damien. Maybe he's just setting him up for the foggy S's. But no, not close enough. Going under the Donington bridge.
Yep.
Yes.
And so the differences, the time differences between these two are really, Damien is running 22 seconds behind the leader, and Christopher Larsen is at 23 seconds, and Jari Vinari 24, and Simon Bode, who's following right behind, is at 25. So they're all within 3 to 4 seconds, and that after 23 laps of the race, and something like 40 minutes after the race gone is, I think, quite an achievement. Yeah, still following Christopher Larsen here as he chases Damien Daniel for position number 4, and in the back there you could see Jari Vinari, and he's at this point having a big fight, fighting off Simon Bode in the Audi R8, and this is the battle of the race, and now they're really close, the four of them, moving in very closely there, and they're actually lapping one of the back guys in the back, and
Nick Carnell.
Oh, that's Nick Carnell, okay. So,
for A&E.
That really brought Christopher very close again. They're approaching the S's now, but no chance at all for Christopher to get by, or no. They're down into Melbourne, and Christopher is really close. He's in the slipstream now. He's moving out on the left side. He's moving out on the left, but he's drawing back. And that's just typical Larsen style. It's, waiting, patiently waiting, and I never had the pleasure because he passes me in about half a lap. He's so fast compared to me, but it must be awful having him in your rear view mirror all the time. And beautiful shot here because you can see the other two also waiting, and Damien must feel the pressure, at this point.
Yeah, you're completely right, Eckhart. I think Larsen is waiting for the chance, as you say, is pushing over the car in front to maybe create that mistake. But in a situation like this, when you are in a group, I think you should overtake as fast as possible, because there are two cars coming fast behind, and they will look for the chance as well.
Yeah, exactly. But also Jari and Simons really seem to they seem to realize this is a 90-minute race, and if they spoil it now, they're going to spoil it for the rest of the race. So they better wait. And The time difference between all of them is about 0.8 seconds. Oh, and Jari Vinari is running wide there. You could see Jari Vinari getting out of copy. He's had some problems. And yes, Simon Bodie is passed. Simon Bodie is passed, so Simon Bodie has moved up into position 7. Christopher going on. No, he's not. No way he's going to attack him. But now he's on the inside. Damien has run just a little wide. They're moving up to Goddard's now, side by side. Damien on the better side, though. And both keeping well apart from the other. Damien still on the inside. Christopher now, can he take the speed out of the corner? Yes, he can. And now he is on the inside. And now he's overtaken him. He's actually passed. Yeah, he's passed. He's passed even before Red Gate.
Amazing move.
Yeah, that was absolutely brilliant maneuver there by Christopher. That was the maneuver he'd been waiting for all along. And now let's see if Simon can take advantage of the situation. And possibly Damien has lost a bit of his rhythm at this point, and Simon might find a chance in the next half lap or so. You often see that once the first guy is passed, the second guy finds it much easier to slip by.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. Look like this, Eckhart. I think Simon was in a great pace when he was following Jari, and it looks like Damien have lost his pace. So maybe we can see another overtaking move in the next laps.
Yeah, we're following Simon Bodie now as they approach the S's. And but Jari has managed to hold on, and he's still with them. And right now it's Simon putting the pressure on Damien, and again they're moving into Melbourne. And Simon takes it very closely, and now in the run-up to Goddard's, I think he'll try to move on the left side if possible. And there he is, Damien in his sights. And he's getting very close now.
Hitting.
Oh, just as we thought. It's exactly 45 minutes of the race. And this is lap 26.
We have both Damien Dane Humane and Jari Vinari in the pits, and I wonder who will get out ahead of the other.
Yeah, there we see Jari Vinari in the pit now, and it's really a question. I think they should both fill up the same amount of petrol, and they both should fill up, change the tires. So it's possible that Damien will just keep his lead over Jari. He's now moving past Jari, and so that means he keeps his position. He's dropped down. He's dropped down to 9th, though, in the overall rankings. And here we are in position 10 with Mike Simeon, and the Koenigsegg of Team FlatOut, and he's very closely followed by Michael Hellen of the Black Rebels Racing Team. And they're approaching Goddard's, and Michael has been hot on the track of Mike Simeon for the past couple of laps. And while we were following the battle for position 4, this is one of the other battles going on. And right now there's a little touch, I think. Moving out of Goddard, look as if Michael Hellen was just a little bit too fast and just very slightly touched Mike Simeon, or else maybe Robert tried not to touch him, so he lost control a little bit. And he dropped from like 150 meters there of distance between him and Mike Simeon, but he's still following, and judging from the last few laps, he should be on Mike Simeon's tail in absolutely no time whatsoever.
I think Michael lost the rear of the car instead of touching him. What do you think, David?
Well, I was about to give my opinion, because to me it looked like if Michael Hellen was exiting the corner faster than Mike Simeon, and he avoided the contact with a fast move to the left.
And that's exactly how I saw it. He realized, oh my God, I'm going to be, just a little bit too fast. He just hit the apex absolutely perfectly correct. and then he realized he was just a bit too fast, and then he swerved to what, from his position, was the left-hand side, and that made him then slow down. That's exactly the way I see it too, David. So that was one lap down. The same procedure as last year, Miss Sophie. They're in the same curve now, same turn. And let's see if Mikael can this time take the speed out onto the straight. Yeah, he's closing a little. Oh, very close racing here. Very close racing in Red Gate. But again, Mike Simeon can just keep his position there. It's fight for position 10 and 11. So while we're watching this fight, our man Andreas is down at the pits. Andreas, anything you can tell us from the pit region there?
Yeah, Christopher Larsen just pitted. Well, he's in the pit lane right now, and I don't think he left the pits. It seems like that.
Yeah,
so
on my screen he's in position 7.
Yeah, he should...
Front of behind Jari.
Oh, and right now there was a lot of smoke there in the S's as Mikael Helen and Mike Simeon approached the S's. I think it was Stephen de Graveler who had a little problem there with his Blue Flag Racing Aston Martin, but they both got past clean, and they're again approaching Goddard's, and it's still a lot of pressure that Mikael Helen is putting on Mike Simeon, and let's see if any of them pit. No, they both stay out for another lap.
Sorry to interrupt, Eckhart, but Robin Taylor is in the pits as well as Tom Hillsborough. So
lots of action going on in the pit, so we're really in the pit window now, aren't we, Andreas?
Yeah.
Andreas, one question for you. Have you looked into the sky? It's still sunny day, or what do we have to know?
Yeah, it's exactly as it was at the start of the race. A bit of, white, good-looking clouds in the sky, but nothing dark, no rain on the horizon at all.
Okay,
well, lucky chaps. It looked as if this was going to be the first rainy race of the season, but I think they all lucked out. And again, approaching the S's here, it's still Mikael Helen, close on the heels of Mike Simeon. Moving over the pipes there.
Again, Eckhart, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Damien
no
just passed Tom. Tom lost a bit of time, I think, in the pits, and Damien could pass him.
Oh, okay, that's the battle for position 5 and 6 there between Damien Dane Humane and Tom Ilsbrooks, and you're absolutely right. So they're only half a second apart, so that must be one of the really close fights, just as the one that we're following here between Mikael Helen and Mike Simeon.
Yeah, Helen is still at the back of the FlatOut car.
Oh, we're doing our usual roundup of the grid because we have a new race leader. Thanks to all the pitting action going on, we have a new race leader. And as I'm speaking, here's finally the attack. Here's the attack of Mikael Helen, and he's passed. There was a little touch there, but I think nothing serious at all. He's passed Mike Simeon. That was a great move, and if I'm not mistaken, it was done in Coppice. So that, of all places, really, that was a courageous attack there by Mikael Helen. And now he's running wide. He's running wide a little. There was a car there on the inside, and this is Mike Simeon has passed again. Oh my God!
Yeah, one of the A&E cars went. Well, he locked up and went wide, and I think Mikael played it safe instead of attacking, and Mike could pass him back.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I saw it. I think he moved to the outside, to really have no contact at all with that A&E car there in the dust cloud. And Mike Simeon is back on top. That must be very frustrating for Michael Hellen. I mean, he's been waiting to pass him all, for 3, 4, 5 laps. And, well, there he is, back in front, half a lap, and everything changed. There's the rear wing of Mike Simeon with the team logo on it, FlatOut, and you can nicely watch Michael, and he's really fast. I guess we're in copies now. He's really fast into the turns, where else Mike is a bit better, I guess. That was copies, sorry, that was copies now. Mike seems to be just slightly better out of the turns, doesn't he? From what you can see, David, would you judge it the same?
Yes, well, looks like if Michael Hellen has better rhythm in the middle, in the center part of the circuit. But well, they are fighting for the position, so the rhythm of both will depend, especially on the car in front.
Yeah, exactly. They can't really do their own race here because they really have to focus and concentrate very much on the other guy. And they're still not pitting. I don't know if they have actually been back in the pit.
He's actually pitting a car.
And I hear our reporter in the pits, Andreas, telling us about the pits. Andreas, what can you tell us about the pits?
No, I was just saying that Ben Fightnig, the leader, is pitting.
Which is a pity because I wanted to have him.
Taylor will... Yeah, Robin Taylor will get the lead again.
Yeah, that might be. It's a pity because I actually wanted to show Ben Buitendijk, or whatever. Ben Buitendijk, I wanted to show him as the race leader because, after all, he's the Black Rebels team founder together with you, David, isn't he? And he was leading the race for quite some laps there. But sorry, Ben, if you're watching later on, we were concentrating so hard on your teammate here fighting Mike Simeon that we couldn't give you a spot of airtime as the race leader. But I'm sure we'll have the opportunity again one of the following races. You being a good racer, we'll find you up the top someplace. Ooh, and Mike Simeon there, and he's going wide. He's going wide.
Yeah, he has lost the back of the car completely, Kurt.
Yeah, he might have gotten a cut warning for that, and if that was the second warning, he might be in trouble.
Yeah.
We can go in.
So, David is off. He's actually changing places now with Andreas, and David will be our man in the grid. And in just half a second, I guess Andreas will join me here in the little pink and green camper that we have parked as usual. I hope he brings along that fish and chips from that stall just down the road. As I'm telling you this, we watched 6th position Simon Bode. We're now with Christopher Larsen, and we're moving up the grid because there's a huge battle going on for position number 2. And Tom Ilsbrooks here of FlatOut Racing, and there we have the battle. It's Damien Dane-Humane in 3, and he's pushing. He's following Ben Buitendijk, the erstwhile race leader, who is now in position number 2 after having left the pits. And it's a very, very close fight, as you can see. They're really nose to tail, and Damien, who was under a lot of pressure before, if you remember, is now the guy who's in the lucky position to put the pressure on Ben. Andreas, you know Ben from your team. What kind of racer is he?
No, he's blistering fast. That's basically it, you know. Yeah, he's consistent and fast. Shown in the Fuji the SSCA Fuji 24 hours. He drove one of our stages. He gained a lot of positions.
Okay, so that was R factor, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Oh, so you've done the Aston Martin, obviously in R Factor and also in GTR Evo. Can you tell us a little bit about the difference between the two games?
No, sorry, I can't, because I don't have it. Actually, I was not in the lineup for that race, and yeah, we had 5 guys, I think, driving the different things.
Okay,
that's
guys,
too bad.
I am in my position now. I am in the, well, I am in the blues, you know, in the stands with the, you know, all the people here. So if I can help you, connect with me whenever you need it.
Yeah, great news, David. Well, we're still following Ben Buitendijk here for... Oh, and in the back we see one of the blue flag cars going off, and I suppose it might have been Stephen de Greatlaw running there, 7 minutes down in position 15. Andreas, can you confirm that it was Stephen that we saw and not Christopher Lawson?
No, it was Stephen. It was Stephen. Must have lost it into...
Okay.
Was it copies? Was it...
I guess it looked like it. It looked as if they were just coming uphill a little, and I suppose it was copies. We were talking about that early on, that you can't see the apex because it's uphill a little, and so apparently he lost it there. Don't know if that was actually before his pit stop or after. Just to put you in the picture of the amount of laps, Robin Taylor has just crossed the start and finish line position 1, and as Ben Buitendijk is now following him down the start and finish straight, 18 seconds behind the leader. They're well into lap 36 here. 36 laps already done. And look at my watch, this is 1 hour, so it's 2/3 of the race gone. And Damien Daigneaumane, it's not that he has lost contact to Ben, he's still up there, but it doesn't look as if he's really putting the pressure on him, is it? Andreas, what would you say?
I think he's saving his car a little bit, just following Ben's lines.
Yeah, that's
and maybe
exactly
he will make the move later on, as they lap Lucas Degan, I think it was.
Yeah.
Degan, I think it was.
I think it was Lucas Degan, yes. This is a bit of the team managers or the team founders race, isn't it? Because Ben found the Black Rebels and he's in the race, and Lucas founded Degan Racing and he's in the race too. So, and it's also it's the Degan Racing home track here. We were at the FlatOut home track last at Andersdorf, and it's the Degan Racing home track today, and I think they picked a really good track. I think most of us really like Donington, don't we?
Definitely one of my favorite tracks.
I must say though that the Melbourne hairpin that we're just now leaving, still focusing here on Ben Buitendijk and Damien Daigneaumane following him. I don't really like that part of the track that much. I like the old layout much better.
Yeah, those both Melbourne and Goddard doesn't really fit with the other parts of the track. You know, it's a flowing track. It's fast corners, and then there are 2 hairpins at the end. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, Goddard is okay, but the Melbourne hairpin really is a very tight hairpin, isn't it? And you go down the hill and then through the hairpin and up the hill again. And especially it's behind the pit lane, so you feel a bit like you're leaving the track and then you're actually coming back every single lap. So I really liked the old layout. But of course you still do the old layout. It's called the national layout, whereas the layout we're doing today is called the GP, the Grand Prix layout. Andreas, any idea why they added the Melbourne hairpin?
No, I don't.
Maybe
it was to increase the overtaking.
I don't know. Yeah, that might be a good guess. I did my research and I found out that in order to be able to host the MotoGP, the motorbike races, they had to lengthen the track a little. So what they did was they put the Melbourne hairpin in. Originally, this is interesting, in the original layout of the track from the 30s, the Melbourne hairpin was actually behind Redgate, so to speak. So you went down what is today the start and finish line, and then you went on and up a hill into Melbourne hairpin, and then you came back and you rejoined the track, so to speak, at Redgate. So they didn't take that old layout.
Sorry, but I have to say, Robin Taylor had a problem. I mean, he's out of the race.
Oh my goodness, Robin Taylor with a big problem, which is an awful pity.
Yeah, here we're babbling on about the track, and Robin must have suffered a disconnection or something.
Yeah, I can't see him on my screen. We're moving up the grid now, Damien Denumain, and that puts Ben back into the lead. And I said early on, I really wanted to show Ben in the lead, and there we are. Sorry for Robin, though, and he is still on my list, listed in position 8 and he's now moved down to position 9, and it obviously looks as if we have lost connection to him. That's an awful shame.
Well, a huge disappointment for GMT-DH. They could have gotten a double again.
Yeah, but quite a relief for the Black Rebels, isn't it? I mean, after David Greco's blistering performances in the first 1 and 2 races, the last race wasn't exactly a happy race for the Black Rebels, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't 3 out of 4 DNFs.
Yeah, you just blew your engines in Endersdorf. There was something wrong with, I think, the Swedish virtual fuel that you put in. Oh, another car going wide there in Red Gate to let the race leader pass. That was probably a blue flag warning coming, and I couldn't quite recognize who it was. Whoever it was then decided to go wide.
Yeah, it was Nick Carnell, and he's getting lapped now by, was it Tom Ilsbro?
Yeah, Ilsbro is actually in position 3. He's not so far behind. It's 1.4 seconds between Denumain and Budendick, and then another 4 seconds between the next position car there. And I can see Ben Budendick here, and I can see Damien Denumain in second position, but we seem to have run into one of the, unfortunately, usual glitches, because on the results screen that I watched simultaneously, all of a sudden the former race leader, Mr. Taylor, he was back in position 2, but I can't see him on the screen, so it looks as if he's had one of these half disconnects where you're still on the track, you're wondering where all the other cars are, and well, you're not listed in the official list anymore. So we're following third position Tom Ilsbrooks. Sorry.
Some information about the layout of the circuit. If you look for a website called eTracks, you can see the different layouts of the circuit during the years. And it's amazing, as Eckhart said before, where the Melbourne Airpin was before. It was far from the track.
Yeah, exactly. And let me tell you one more thing as we follow Christopher Larson here and the FlatOut racer, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, is Mike Simeon, who is a couple of laps down, or one lap down from Christopher Larson. And right now we're following Jari Vinari. Sorry, I'm losing control here of what I wanted to say, but the race is just so close here. That's Christopher Larson. They're driving into a bit of smoke here on the screen, and if I am not mistaken, it should be Mike Simeon behind him, because on the results screen it says that he is actually followed by Simon Bode in position 5, and that guy is 5 to 6 seconds away from him.
I have bad news about Degan Racing. Simon Bode just blew his engine coming out of McLean's.
Oh my goodness, not a good day for Degan Racing then?
No, it's not, and he was running so well.
Yeah, exactly. I just mentioned that he was in position 5 following Christopher, which is now a tail off the path. And so we're rapidly losing cars here. Lucas Degan, the team founder, is still in position 13, tailed by Steven de Grevelaar in 14, and Steven is now actually the guy in the last position on the track in position 14. And it's Lucas Degan. He is down 5 laps, whereas Steven is down 7 laps at this point. Oh, now we have him on the screen. Thank you very much, Jose. And we have them both on the screen. So actually, Lucas Degan is at this point quite possibly lapping Steven.
But I mean, yeah.
All right, so we're moving up the grid now. It's in position 13 now as we're watching, Steven the Greatlar, and position 12, Lucas Degan. So it looks as if we've lost another car there due to mechanical failure. Lucas Degan, team founder and team owner of Degan Racing in the Audi R8, and if I'm not mistaken, the screen I'm watching here is like very, very small, but it looks as if the front end of his Audi R8 is pretty much beaten up. Andreas, can you confirm that?
Well, yeah, he has lost his splitter.
Ah, okay. I thought I saw him go wide there in red gate just now, following Steven, and so that must have been the incident where he lost. And now he's going pretty wide now again. I mean, without the splitter, it must be awful to be handling that Audi. Let's move up. Let's move to position 11, and that is Nick Carnell. If I'm not mistaken, here's another guy without his splitter on. Andreas, can you confirm that?
No. According to me, his car looks fairly complete.
Ah, sorry, Dan. I wish my little screen here giving the wrong impression. So that's Nick Carnell, position 11 for ANY Racing. He's down 3 laps to the leaders at this point, or 2.5 for judging from where he is on the track, approaching the S's at this point. And still going on that fight there in position 10. That's Mike Simeon. And I think they're actually at this point lapping Steven, or is it Christopher Larson? Difficult for me to differentiate between the two at this point.
I think it's Larson and Ilsbro that has left Mike Simeon.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. And now we're with Darren Gardner. Darren Gardner in position 9. That's the second of the ANY racers, so they're both in the race, which is fair enough. And we didn't really show very much of his race so far. Really we check the times all the time, and at least from what we realized, he wasn't in any of the close fights. Seems to have been one of the races where not much really was going on around where he was, but he's still in the race. He's in the top 10, so that's a good result for him at this moment. Mikael Hallam in 8. And there we followed the Black Rebels racer down into red gate, and he was in a huge fight before, if you remember, but again, right now, if I watch the times here, he's 20 seconds away from Darren Gardner, and he is 14 seconds away from Antoine Moraine, so pretty much it's at this point possibly just 20 minutes to go, get the car back home safely. And as I said, position 7, Antoine Moraine in one of my favorite cars on the track here. That's the Lister Storm, the Jaguar engine in the real life, and beautiful design here by Team GG. I really love all their skins, perfectly done. And his brother, Rodolphe, is 30 seconds away from him in position 6. And with Rodolphe, we're now closing in on one of the close battles because Rodolphe is just 3 seconds away from Jari Vinari in the Roaring Pipes Maniacs Corvette. And Rodolphe running a little wide here, but regaining control just at the right point. And there's Jari in the RPM, the Roaring Pipes Maniacs Corvette. And this is also the car of the overall leaders, isn't it? Andreas, Roaring Pipes Maniacs, if I'm not mistaken, they lead the table, don't they?
Yeah, they took the lead after Andy Storff. I think they are on 202 points.
Yeah, just leafing through my stuff here, there you are. Yes, 202 points for the Roaring Pipe Maniacs, and 188 points for your team, for the Black Rebels. And the FlatOut Club in position 3 with 173, and there we have the results. Thank you very much, Jose. And Team GG in 4th position, 158 points, and then my team, Blue Flag Racing, in 119, and we are really followed very, very closely by GMT-DH Racing, 118 points, and to imagine that only entered in race number 4, that's quite a brilliant result. And then Amy Racing in 7, 104 points, the Burning Tigers, who unfortunately seem to have fallen victim to the floods that are swamping Italy at the moment. They're in 8th place today, still today, in 85 points. And then Degan Racing, 80 points. They're in position 9. And Precision Motorsports, unfortunately, haven't collected any points yet. I wonder whether they will actually turn up on Sunday. Let's hope that they will field a car in the second race here at Donington on Sunday. All right. Thank you very much, Jose. Maybe we should go back to the race because we're...
Now we were talking about RPM, and you know they also manage race department. Can you talk a little bit about the new website and the 2.0 version they released these days?
Yeah, well, I would love to talk a little bit about it, knowing about it. I'm actually quite a lazy guy. I saw on the site we have a new website, 2.0, but since the forum is mainly the place where I'm at, I haven't actually seen it. Jose, have you been around and can tell us one or two things about the new website? From what I can see here on the screen, it looks perfect.
Yeah, it's but more than the style, you know, they change a little bit the concept of how all the sim racing sites are made. I mean, I think that they put together different ideas they have and different ideas around the web, and to develop a new portal with sim racing and real motorsports together. And that's really interesting because we need to have, I think that sim racing community needs to have a place to go. I mean, a central. And then you can post your news. I mean, I post news from ETC, and everybody from other communities can post news here and will be read by a lot of people. So that kind of news central is a little bit what we started with Sim Racing Live, but of course with the power and the amount of members race department has, can be really, really interesting for the community. I recommend everybody to take a look.
Oh, well, brilliant. So I would definitely check out that new design and the new function later on, but let's go back to the race. And there we are, Jari Vinari, position 5. And he's 4 seconds away from Christopher Larson in 4, and 8 seconds away from Rodolphe Morin in 6. So it seems that if he can survive the last 50 minutes of the race here, he seems to be heading for another great result. Jari Vinari for the Roaring Pipes Maniacs, who are not exactly behind RD, but there's quite an overlap of the guys who are running RD and the guys who are running the Roaring Pipes Maniacs, and I think most of you are quite aware of that fact. Right, up the grid, Blue Flag Racing, Christopher Larsson, he was 3rd in the last race, behind the 2 GMT-DH Racing cars, and today he's in position 4. And we have a much more varied result today, moving into Coppice now, if I'm not mistaken, and then out of Coppice again, taking as much speed as possible down long straight and approaching the S's. Christopher Larsson, he is 13 seconds away from the race leader and 5 seconds away from 5th position Jari Vinari, but he's pretty close to Tom Isbrooks. There's only 2 seconds. That's one of the closest battles still on the track, and you can see Tom here raising a lot of dust. And if I'm not mistaken, he's approaching Steven de Grevela. That's the other Blue Flag car, still on the track, still running, still in position 13 right now. And Tom, if I'm not mistaken, is past, has done the lapping movement, and so should have Christopher. Tom Isbrooks in 3, 7 seconds away from the leader, and still in position number 2. It's Damien GMT-DH Racing. So they had spots 1 and 2 last race, and they're in position 2 again. And as we just saw, they're just 1 point away from Blue Flag Racing, so they might creep even closer or might even pass Blue Flag Racing. However, they only have 1 car left on the grid, so it might be that actually the points that Steven de Gravelar catches might keep the Blue Flags just slightly in front of the GMT racers. Let's see how that works out at the end of the race. And Damien, he's closing in. He's closing in on the leader. Well, not really closing in, but at any rate not falling away too much, because Ben is still in position number 1, Ben Buitendijk. And it looks as if the Black Rebels are set for another win. I mean, with only 10 minutes to go, what do you reckon, Andreas? Will he be able to carry that win home?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he is consistent, as I said before, and when he is in this position, he likes it. So he will bring it home. He will bring home the victory.
Yeah, as you said, yeah, he has a lot of experience, doesn't he, Ben Buitendijk? And he's a very consistent racer, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's taking that win home. And it would be great, in fact, being the team founder. And David, up there in the stands, what do you think? Can your co-team founder bring the victory home here for the Black Rebels?
Well, I think
so. Oh, you are still there, David. Cool.
Yeah, well, I have been fighting for my seat in the stand, so I will not move from here. So I am very happy for Ben, because he deserves to be in that position, and I know from Ben that he has the speed, he has the pace, so with a bit of luck, well, he can take it home, you know.
Okay. Well, 10 minutes to go. Let's focus on position 3 and 4, because judging from the times, that is the closest battle we have on the grid. So at this point, that's Tom Ilsbrooks in 3 and Christopher Larsson in 4.
That is indeed the closest battle on track at the moment. But Christopher isn't really close. He has dropped back, well, almost a second. And Mike Simeon, Tominsburg's teammate, is right behind Christopher, so he ain't making it easy for the blue flagger.
And Mike Simeon, to put you in the picture, he's down 1 lap, but of course it's a fair game to be following the blue flagger very closely, to be making him nervous. That's all in the game, I would say. And here you can see them. That's the FlatOut racer here in front. That's Tom Ilsbrooks, and he stayed out of the argy-bargy today. No one really beat him up or followed him too closely, so he's in position 3, looking set for his first podium finish, if I'm not mistaken, in this series. And Christopher Larsson in the pair, and as you say, followed by Mike Simeon. But who is, I must repeat that, who is a lap down?
Yeah, they are really using the curves hard in the SS. Now Mike, I think
Mike Simeon
alongside Christopher.
Yeah, he's set to unlap himself. A little bit of a touch there. He's passing. Yeah, I think Christopher is not too happy about that move. It's not uncommon to be unlapping yourself, but with your teammate in a battle with the same car, it's well, an interesting decision by Mike Simeon to be going past. But on the other hand, I mean, if he has the faster car for one reason or another at this point in the race, why shouldn't he?
Well, he will definitely not pass Tom, I think. And this is teamwork on a high level.
Yeah, there's somebody going wide there and back. Andreas, could you recognize who that was?
It was an A&E racing car. I'm not sure who.
Ah, okay. Thank you very much.
I think it was Nick Carnell again.
Yeah, so he is in position 11, and Derek Gardner, who that's up, he's in position 10. So they're both of the A&E cars running back to back, but with 2 laps between them. And we're still following Tom Ilsbrooks, Christopher Larsson in position 4. And he now has both the FlatOut racers in front, but don't forget, the one that you see right in front of Christopher Larsen, that's the one that's a lap down, that's Mike Simeon, who obviously had some problems right at the start of the race that at least I wasn't in. I was still having my fish and chips, so I didn't see that. Andreas, can you tell us a little bit about Mike Simeon's problems? What was going on there in the first laps? Have you got any information on that?
No, I totally missed it. I believe he started second, or at least he was in the top spots on the grid. But yeah, he must have went off track or something.
I think I saw him pitting in. Maybe he had a contact, or maybe he forgot to put enough fuel. I don't know, but he just pit in just right after the start of the race. So that's him back to the grid.
Yeah, that's very unusual. I mean, that's one of the most awful moments, isn't it, when you realize, oh my God, I still have the qualifying setup on, and I have, you know, like fuel for about 2 or 3 laps. You really wish you want to die at that moment, don't you?
yeah,
definitely. It's pretty hard overall if you were doing, you know, a good race. If you are in the last spot of the grid, well, it's not that bad. But if you are doing if you did a great qualifying and you are in the top spots, it's quite hard to to realize that.
All right, we're with fifth position, Jari Vinari. And he is followed by Rodolphe Morin, and that is, in fact, as Andreas has just told me, the closest battle on the grid. It's the Lister Storm of Team GG closing in on the Roaring Pipes Maniacs Corvette. And on the Rodolphe, sorry brothers, Rodolphe Morin is he's only 0.6 seconds away from Jari, as you can see. He's tailing him. And this in that 53 with only 5 minutes to go is probably bound to be the closest battle for the last few laps here. What would you say, Andreas?
Yeah, it looks like it. And I have to say, before, I think it was after the pit stops, Morin was right behind Jari as well, but made a mistake going into the Melbourne Happen and spun out. But he has caught it back, yep. And well, he's definitely closing in and will probably make a pass in the coming 2 minutes or something.
Yeah, I actually think he should at least try to make a move, because if he's that close, and if he, as you say, could fight back from having a turn, and he should be way faster than Jari Vinari, and it might be that Jari's tires are again giving out, which would be a typical problem for the Corvette, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we have seen it before, and it can happen again.
Well, we're moving up towards Goddard. He's still something like 2 seconds away there. No, sorry, 1 second, almost exactly 1 second, Rodolphe. And he has Jari in his sights, but I think there's another 3 laps to go.
Guys, sorry, I'm back in the commentators, in the speakers room. Is there space for me?
Yeah, there is. If you don't smell too much of fish, David, join us, because you see your fellow team founder, Ben Goitendijk, still leading the race with 2 or 3 laps to go, and he's 9 seconds away of Damien Daniel. And we're following Christopher Larsen at this point, position number 4. Then we're moving over to Tom Wales-Brooks, and we should be with Damien Daniel. And there he is, 9 seconds behind race leader, and there he is, Ben. Ben in position number 1, and I should say we're in lap 54. It's maybe the second to last or the last lap that he's entering now.
Yeah, and it looks like Rodolphe Morin is not going to make a pass, not yet, at least.
Yeah, you're right. He's dropped back a little. He's 2 seconds behind Jari now, or or else Jari is having that famous second wind that the runners have, you know, like getting suddenly a fresh breath of air right towards the end of the race that makes you accelerate just a little.
Yeah, maybe he felt the heat from the lister behind him and felt like stepping on the throttle and pulling away again.
He should be stepping on the throttle the whole race. There's Blue Flagger going just a little wide there, about to be lapped by race leader Ben Buitendijk. Ben has to pull back a little, but now he's passed. No problem there at all. So that must have been Steven de Greveler in position 12, still running. He is 8 laps down, but position 12 will give the team some valuable points, because that means the Blue Flaggers have 2 cars on the grid and 2 cars in the finish. So that will give them some good points. Right, let's see if this is actually the last lap for Ben Buitendijk, or whether he will already get the checkered flag. If I'm not mistaken, the race should still take 1 minute and 30 seconds roundabout, so I suppose that in America he would get the white flag now, meaning you're entering your last lap.
Guys, I would like to know who has done the fastest lap in the race. Do you have this information?
I soon do.
Yes, we have.
It's Rodolphe Moran. He made a 1:28.164.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And if I'm not mistaken, he's followed by Jari, who made a 1:28.462. So actually the 2 guys battling it out there for position 5 and 6 are just taking the lap times, the fastest guys on the track.
Yeah.
So we're watching what should be Ben's last lap. He's out of piss once more. He's now passing the that massive big tire there that spans the track as a bridge, and he's moving into the S's.
He's going to lap Mikael, his teammate.
Yep, exactly. Let's see. Mikael Helen, position 8, and down 1 lap, and maybe down 2 laps and half a second. But if this is in fact the last lap for Ben, he might not want to lap him just right now. But that's a nice photo finish for the Black Rebel racers here. Both of the cars on the screen.
Yeah,
Sorry?
That was a very nice picture for us.
Yeah, indeed. I didn't see a checkered flag there. Little virtual guy didn't shake anything, so this must then be the last lap. Yep. So while Ben is on his last lap, let's give you a quick rundown, not visually, but just talking, of the overall standings at this point. Position 2, Damien Dane Humain for GMT-DH Racing, 8 seconds down. Position 3, Tom Ilsbrooks for FlatOut Racing, 10 seconds down. Position 4, Christopher Larsson from Blue Flag Racing, 13 seconds down. Position 5, Jari Vinari for Roaring Pipes Maniacs, 26 seconds down. Position 6, Rodolphe Moraine, who was all set to catch Jari, but now has dropped down a little, 29 seconds down. Position 7, his brother Antoine, 1 minute and 4 seconds down. Mikael Helen in 8, as we've just seen, 1:32 down. Mike Simeon in 9, 1:41 down. Darren Gardner in 10, 3:15 down. Nick Carnell in 11, 7 minutes down. And Steven de Greveler in 12, still running, 12 minutes down. And I guess this is now the very last turn for Goddards, and all Black Rebels here around me. Don't shout too loud as he goes down the straight. And folks, I still don't see a checkered flag.
Same here.
This is the never-ending race.
Well, it was a great race, so it can As for me, it could go on for another half an hour or so. We've seen some big close battles. We've seen some great racing. At times there were like 4 or 5 cars really close to each other. What do you say, Andreas? It's the first time we watched the GT Pro cars. Which ones do you prefer, the GT Pro or the GT Sports?
Well, the sport cars, I think, a bit easier. The pro cars are a bit too much power for me.
Yeah, same here, same here. Guess why you won't find me on the track with the pro cars. Very, very difficult to play them, and so I really appreciate what the guys are doing here, especially, of course, number 1 ranked Ben Buitendijk, going into Melbourne Hairpin. I think I'm saying this for the 3rd time now, possibly for the last time in the race, and the problem is that I wasn't in when the race started, so I haven't set my watch to actually capture the very start of the race, and going down the start and finish again.
And yeah, the guy is still without the black. What happens here?
So we're on lap 59 now for Ben Buitendijk, and no sign of the race ending at all. And yes, please.
I think we can butcher the phrase "third time's the charm" now.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can, by all means.
Well, Ben is entering Melbourne again, and well, for the 4th time, this could possibly be the last time he does that.
Maybe we should bet, and what do you think? I say this is not the last one at the moment.
Okay, I say it's the last one. 10 beers.
Okay. Okay, 10 beers. Yeah, it was.
It's the last one. Yo, me 10 beers.
So you have to pay 10 beers.
Right. Yeah, at this moment I was... yeah, congratulations to Ben. I was worrying if I set up like 90 laps in the service instead of minutes, but no.
Yeah, that would have been great.
The 24 hours of Donington Park.
Exactly, and they wouldn't know, so they would all have to come in for the pits. They would be completely flabbergasted, what's going on here. Well, as we're talking, Ben is across the finish line, 8 seconds away from him. Damien takes 2nd place, actually, with Tom in 3rd, 12 seconds down, and Christopher Larson in 14th, and the guys who are still in 1 lap, they all did 60 laps, so that's a neat result for them there. And Jerry in 5th, Rodolphe in 6th, Mike Simeon in 7th. He actually squeezed past the 2 brothers, between the 2 brothers. Antoine in 8th. Something must have happened to Antoine in one of the last laps. He's a bit down there. And Michael Helen in 9th, Darren Gardner, Amy Racing in 10th, Nick Carnell in 11th, and Stephen de Graveler for Blue Flag Racing finishes in 12th position. All the other cars dropped out or didn't even appear. So 12th, we have a dozen racers actually finishing this race. Well, let's see if we can get some of the people here for a short interview and their impressions of the race. And while we're waiting for maybe the race winner to join us, or maybe one of the 2nd position or 3rd position guys, let me quickly tell you that we have on Sunday, but not live on PSR, on Sunday we have the GT Sports race here. And that's going to be a very close battle too, judging from today, where we saw lots of interesting fights on the track here at Donington. And that is the Degan home track. So we have the Roaring Pipes Maniacs track. First track, that was Nürburgring. Then we had the round 2 at Magny-Cours. That was the Team GG home track. Then last time we visited, it was Anderstorp. That was the FlatOut Racing home track. And today, Donington Park, that was the Degan home track. And maybe somebody can put me in the picture what track we're visiting next.
Well, the next track, I think it's Hockenheim Ring.
Ah, okay, so it's a German track there. Is that the old layout where you just go through the woods for a long time, or is it the new Grand Prix layout?
It's in the new one.
Oh, brilliant. I like that one much better.
Okay, we have Ben with us, the race winner. Welcome, Ben. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, welcome, Ben. Congratulations from me too. That looks like you had a perfect race, didn't you?
Well, almost. I made a little mistake around half of the race. I went off track in the Craner curve, but after that, for the rest, it was perfect.
So you join David Greco for taking home a win for the Black Rebels. What about your teammate? Do you realize what position he was in when he finished the race?
9th or 8th. I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. So, did everything go according to plan when you pit?
Yeah, well, I didn't calculate how much fuel I needed, so I finished with 20 liters on board. Too much.
Well, never mind. It didn't hurt, obviously. And Andreas, any questions you want to ask to Ben?
Actually, I have. Ben, do you think you would have been able to catch Robin Taylor if he wouldn't have disconnected?
I don't know. Because maybe without a mistake, maybe. Because it was a little bit heavier in the first stint, and maybe I could have closed the gap, but we don't know. He was really fast in qualifying, so...
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Well done, Ben. Great race there. Ben Buitendijk, he was the winner of the 4th round Team Challenge, European Team Challenge at Donington Park, and maybe we have the second place guy with us in half a second. So while Jose is obviously still trying to contact second place racer and to give us an interview here.
Eckhart, I think I see we have Lucas Degan in the room. The owner of the Degan Racing Team, so maybe we can speak a bit with him about the organization of this race. They are, it was the Degan's Donington Park GP.
Yeah, well, welcome, Lucas. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say I'm very sorry for Stephen for hitting him. I had a very bad problem with my computer, and I will make a movie of it and put it online. But I didn't expect to be lapped at lap number 8, so I spun off and I spun on the grass and I hit Stephen.
Oh, that's too bad. But I'm sure that wasn't what you intended to do. So, apart from the spin, were you happy with your race?
No. I'm just writing my report. I had an error with my computer. I don't know what happened, but it was like I had a lot of lag, and I crashed and I had to come in. I always have a problem with the stop and go penalty. I got the chicane and I had to stop and go, but I can never come in for a stop and go.
Oh, that's too bad. So it's like an eternal stop and go, and the system makes you come back again and again, which means you actually have to drop out because it's no use racing a race like that, isn't it?
No, but when you come in for a pit stop, you can say, collect the stop and go. But I don't know, something happens and I just never get rid of the stop and go penalty.
Oh, that's awful. Well, let me ask you, why did you pick Donington? I mean, it was your home track, and what made you pick Donington as a home track? You're a team from Belgium, and it's an English track.
Well, because I like Donington from Toka 2, and I love this track in the rain, so I was very looking forward when it was raining in the warm-up. I was 10th, and Simon was first in the warm-up, so we were looking good. But in the race, Simon had a heating engine, and he blew his engine.
Yeah, I think we watched that. We saw that on the screen. That's too bad. There was still a lot of the race to come, and we've seen quite a lot of engines being blown up in this tournament. Remember the Black Rebels last time at Understop actually burning their way through 3 of them, and so that seems to be a huge problem here. Starting something about 2/3 of the race, the engines of some of the cars seem to be in trouble. So you mentioned Toka 2, and I must say it's the same here. That's, I think, many people who play racing games actually first met the Donington track. What is it you like about the layout? Any special passages that you like so much?
About Donington?
Yep.
Well, I don't know. It's got a lot of things in it. It's got a straight. It's got actually 2 straights. It's got a chicane and like a very nice corners. Like, well, you have to learn how to drive them, but it's got everything in it.
Yeah, it's got this nice flowing passage after the first turn, doesn't it? They've called the Craner curves, going first right and then left and downhill and then into the old hairpin, and that's really, and it's really, if you have to catch the line there very closely and really stay on the exact line, and then it's a nice flowing thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly the flow. I mean, you have the first corner and then the corners behind that. You really have to have a good rhythm. That's what makes it exciting, I think.
Okay, well, to round things off, Lucas, could you tell us which races you will be fielding on Sunday in the GT Sports class when you will be fielding your BMW M3 again? 2 races on the grid?
Well, it's going to be me again with Andreas, and I hope we're not going to blow our engine, and I really hope it's raining on Sunday.
Okay, so thank you, Lucas, for this interesting interview, and let's all hope and pray that you get your rain on Sunday in the BMW. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. You're welcome.
Bye, Lucas.
And Eckhart, we have Tom Isbrooks, the 3rd guy in the podium.
Oh, well, great. Hello, Tom. How was your race? Podium position, how does it feel?
Yeah, very great feeling, thanks. Very surprised, to be honest. I stepped in, I think, 2 hours before the race because Hank was ill. Had virtually done no practice apart from a race on Wednesday, but before that race, no setup. So my teammate Mike helped me and gave me his setup right before, in practice, right before the race. Felt right, a very nice setup, and car felt great. Quali, amazing. Usually I suck in quali, but now it went just great. I knew I could be faster even in quali, so it was all great. You know, the race start was kind of very surprising. I was, preparing my setup, and then my teammate, I think about 20 seconds before the start of the race, shouted about team said, "Oh no, it's dry! Oh shit!" So I had to change my setup. Put in a higher wing, dry tires. Some other stuff wasn't right suited for the dry, but yeah, okay. I think 2 seconds or 1 second before the clock went, I pressed go to start because otherwise I wasn't there.
Oh my goodness!
Why the hell is
exciting?
But why the hell is there another way to warm up than in the race? That's very unlogic. I don't understand.
Well, it could happen in real life. If warm-up and race are something like an hour or 2 hours apart, it might happen that the rain just simply goes away, but it's quite shocking for the drivers, isn't it? So can you tell us what happened to Mike? He was all set to have a great race, and then he had to pit very early on, if that's at least what we saw. Have you got any information on what happened to him?
Yeah, he had the same problem as me, mate, but he hadn't time to change his tires. He just got to the starting grid and then realized, oh no, I've got rain tires, rain setup. And the weirdest thing, he got a stop and go right away at the start. He had no idea why he got that one. So he got a stop and go right away, first lap. So he had to change tires, and next lap going again to take the stop and go. He was good at it.
That's an awful shame. That's really bad luck for him. Andreas, any questions you want to ask Tom Ilsbrooks?
No. I think you answered all my questions already. Just want to say congratulations.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant show. So Tom, this time you weren't really hit by anyone, were you? I suppose you were humming "Hit Me" all the time, the little video that I posted on the forum.
No, it was great race. No contact whatsoever. It was great. I had a bit of a gap in front of me and then behind me. Only when I pitted, I had a bit of a problem because my setup wasn't ready for dry. So I had to change tires in that little menu. But also I noticed I had only 50 liters because, I was planning on 2 pit stops. Because usually I ruin my tires, I just shred them. So I had to put in, but I started with 100 liters, so to be sure. But I had to put in 50 liters more, and which took me 2 laps, and lost loads of times just pressing the button,
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's crazy when you have to make the changes. Being in the car in the pit lane, it's a bit crazy, I know.
Yeah, I'm actually always worried if I not crash into someone who's pitting, but I understand that you can't do that because the cars at that point are like in the go-through model. Right? So if you hit a car, you don't really hit it, you just go through. But I'm really worried about that all the time. If you have to make any changes, and if your pit position is right at the front of the pit lane, you really have like no time at all to make the changes. So that's actually a bit unfair, isn't it?
Guys, you can bring up the menu in Evo, huh? You can bring up the menu so you can change while you're driving, but still then you lose time.
Yeah, of course you lose time. You have to have a really long straight to be able to do that.
Yeah, and you lose concentration. So you make little mistakes, but it costs quite a few seconds a lap just changing.
Okay, Tom Ilsbrooks, position number 3. Congratulations to you on the podium, and good result for your team because Mike Simeon, after all, saved the day and managed to make the best out of his very, very bad start, didn't he?
Oh yeah, a bit unlucky. We could have been both in the top there because he's faster than me, so he definitely would have been more at the front.
Okay. So, bye, Tom.
See you guys.
Okay. So we have another interview partner lined up, Stephen Grevenaar from my own team, the Blue Flag Racers. Stephen, welcome to you. How was your race?
That's quite fine. I knew I'm gonna end up lost because first time I'll drive at Donington Park, so it's quite nice.
Yeah, you survived, didn't you, in position number 12?
Yeah, the final car of the driving cars. So yeah, I'm quite happy about it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And it's the GT Pro cars, and Andreas Hilton and me, while we were doing the commentary, we were talking about the difference between the different classes, and we really appreciate that. We couldn't do that. Andreas, how do you feel? Would you have been able to finish the race without your whole car banged up?
I mean, everything is possible. But I usually tend to at least spin every 5 to 10 laps or something like that with the pro car.
Yeah, same here. I just tend to, drift off every 5 minutes. So, Stephen, you more or less kept it all together. Any problems while you were being lapped?
Not really. Sometimes I didn't see them come, so I hope I didn't. How to say it? Everybody get through safe. Past my car, I hope.
Yeah, we didn't see anything untowards there. We saw you on the screen from time to time. We figured you in our broadcast, so what we saw was always nice and clean. So, congratulations to your first laps in the ETC, and how does it feel to be part of this European Team Championship?
It's my first race, so I'm quite happy about it. I hope I can drive in the future more races for the ETC, and I hope to get soon in the top 10, top 5, maybe quite a lot then.
Yeah, great. We'll watch you. We'll watch you very carefully and see how you develop. Thank you very much, Stephen de Graveler there, for this nice short interview right at the end of our broadcast.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye.
Bye, Stephen.
Well, as I said, this brings us to the end of our broadcast. Thank you very much, Andreas Hultgren, for joining me today and being a very, very valuable co-commentator. Thank you. Great job, mate.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure commentating.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I do. Thank you, David, for being in the stands and being our trusted voice from the back.
Yeah, you're welcome, Eckhart. Thanks to you.
And thank you, of course, always to our famous and hugely successful cameraman, Jose Estrada. You did a perfect job again.
Well, maybe not perfect, but was not bad. I hope. Thanks to you guys for the amazing job you do to bring this show up on the Fridays. Not all the Fridays with race. See ya.
See ya, folks. This was it. This was the European Team Challenge at Donington Park, and see you at Hockenheim in January. Bye-bye.
Ciao.